Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a haul for you guys. It's going to be a haul from my cosmetics company outlet store, which, I was just going in there to mind my business and then we got things. And it's actually two separate times that I went into the store. So I'll give you guys all of the deets for that whole shebang. That being said, before we dive in, if this is your first time joining me, welcome. I'm Jamila. On my little corner of the interwebs, I like sharing any tips, tricks, and best practices for how to save the most money on beauty, particularly luxury and indie beauty products. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I would absolutely love if you'd consider subscribing and joining the fam. And I am like semi-barefaced and beautiful today. And I'm saying semi because when I started filming this, I was originally just wearing sunscreen and my skincare, and that was pretty much it. But the camera picks up on everything. So I was looking blue and gray at the same time, and it was just not cute. So I did throw on a little bit of the Ease Drops Skin Tint from Fenty. Honestly, like a lotion. Like I poured it into my hand and rubbed it on my face. And then I went over that with some of my Micro Smooth powder from Sephora to kind of set it down. But for the most part, that's all I'm wearing on the face. I just couldn't be bothered with makeup today, guys. I wasn't ready. I wasn't in the mood. So this is all y'all gonna get. So don't be mad at me. But either way, I don't think y'all care. Y'all came to see what I bought. What I spent my good hard-earned coins on. So we have two bags. Yep, two bags from the CCO. I'm gonna go into this one first because this is actually from a couple weeks ago when they did their 60% off sale on skincare. Actually, before we go into this, I just want to give a little bit of context as to what the cosmetics company outlet store is, because I always get that in the comments, so I thought I might just start off with that. Okay, so what is the cosmetics company outlet store? Like the name says, it is an outlet store for cosmetics, but not just any cosmetics. It's an outlet store specific to the cosmetics that's owned by Estee Lauder. Now, you guys may be familiar with Estee Lauder as the brand itself, their Double Wear foundation, their specific products, but you may not know that they actually own a number of other cosmetic brands under them. And they have them listed on the bag, so you can kind of see, but yeah, Estee Lauder owns MAC, Tom Ford, Clinique, Smashbox, Bobbi Brown, Origins, Glam Glow, Bumble and Bumble, La Mer, Le Labo, which I just found out about. So they own a ton of different makeup, skincare, and hair care brands, including Aveda, all of that stuff. And because this is an outlet store, the products that are sold there are significantly cheaper than if you were to buy them at retail stores such as Sephora, Ulta, Nordstrom, all that fun jazz. So typically the sales range from 30 to 75% off. At 30% off, at that 30% off range, you'll get skincare, and now fragrance will be 30% off just at the baseline when you go into those stores. Makeup and hair care, on the other hand, they start at 40% off depending on how much you spend. And if you spend more than, I believe, $125 in terms of the retail price, it becomes 50% off. And then they typically will have a clearance section that will be either 60% off or 75% off, where you can get like the biggest discounts ever. In addition to that, since I've been shopping at the CCO, they've had a community coupon, which is an extra 20% off coupon off of a single item. And every now and then they'll have extra percentages off. So for example, if there's like President's Day or Valentine's Day, whatever holiday comes up, they'll typically do an additional 15% off of your entire purchase, or 10%, 15%, sometimes 20%. It ranges. So that usually is around a specific like national holiday. And then finally, their kind of signature sale is their 6 for 60 sale. So with that, you can pick 6 products. A couple of brands are excluded, like Tom Ford, La Mer. You can't include that in the sale, but you can pick any 6 products from most of the brands in the store, and then you just pay $60 for it in total, which actually works out to be great if you are looking at some of the higher end brands like Bobbi Brown, because Bobbi Brown is not cheap. Or I mean, even like Too Faced, one of their palettes is like I think it's like $52 now for a Too Faced palette. You can get that for $10. So like when you break down that $60, it's $10 per product, and that is a steal. They used to include Tom Ford, but they changed their mind at some point, so now that is no longer a thing. And the other big change that has happened recently is that fragrances are no longer 50% off. They are only 30% off now. I don't know what happened, but I walked into the store one day and there was a big sign that said 30% off of fragrances. And I was like, since when? Skincare, to my knowledge, has always been 30% off, but fragrance has always been 50% off. Now, there are typically opportunities to get more than the 30% off. Like I said, I don't know about the fragrances just yet, but particularly with skincare. So the first bag that I showed you guys, that was my skincare haul, because they actually had a sale a couple of weeks ago where skincare was 60% off. So that's when I went in and I got the same product 4 different times. And what product is that, you might ask? If you know me well enough, you can guess. And that is the Clinique Supercharged Hydrating Supercharged Concentrate. So Clinique Moisture Surge Hydrating Supercharged Concentrate. If you know me, you know that this is one of my holy grail products. This is something I've been using for more than 5 years at this point. This is the first thing that I put on my skin after I'm done cleansing and toning in the morning, because this I found to be quite hydrating, but also a product that sinks into the skin really well. So if you have oily skin and you don't like serums that are too heavy, this sinks in really well. It layers really well. So anything that I put on top of this, no issues, no pilling, nothing like that. It is the best product that I found for like layering and adding a little bit of hydration to the skin. And that's because most hyaluronic acid serums I think are just too heavy for my skin in the day. So this is my daytime serum. So this is what it actually looks like. This is the box, and let me just pull it out. And the reason why I picked this up is because I have no more in stock. Like, honestly, I buy these kind of in bulk when they go on sale, because this is not cheap, you guys. Let me just pull up my receipt. So this originally retails for $48. So $48 per bottle, which, I mean, y'all, that's too much. So this retails for $48, and again, I've been using this for like 5 years plus at this point, and I use this every morning. The one that I'm currently using right now has about this much left, so I knew that I needed another one of this because I didn't have any backups left, because I'm trying to work through and only have one backup left of my like skincare products particularly. So I didn't have any backups left, so I had to pick this up. So I decided to actually grab 4 of this. Now, like I said, the original price of one of those is $48. I picked up 4. If I were to pay the original price, it would have been $192 for those 4 bottles, excluding tax. With the 60% off, I paid $76.80. That's without tax. So, like, I saved $115.20 without tax. Now, with tax, my total purchase for this round came out to be $82.92, which... that is what the price of 2, so it's kind of like buy 2 get 2 free, and you still have some money left over. So that was the first thing that I picked up at the CCO, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad that I picked up a couple, because like I said, I use that every day. It takes about a month and a half for me to get through one of those, so that's gonna last me for the next couple of months, and probably till the next go around of their 60% off sale. Okay, on to the next bag, and this is where things get exciting. And I say this is where it gets exciting because I wasn't planning to go to the CCO. Like, I have no reason to be there. I'm just going to say that up front. But the reason why I decided to go check them out is because I got a notification, or I saw it on Instagram, or I can't remember if I got an email first and then I saw it on Instagram, or which way. But I saw that they were doing their 6 for $60 sale. This does not happen all the time. It happens a couple of times a year, so it's not the most frequent sale because of such a huge discount. So I saw that they were doing their 6 for $60 sale, so I thought, let me go into the store, see if they have anything that piques my interest. I love using the 6 for $60 sale to pick up Bobbi Brown products, but I will say that my store's Bobbi Brown section is a little lacking as of late. But they did have some really good stuff. No, funny enough, I did not pick up anything that was in the 6 for $60 sale, but I did get pretty good products at a steal and a ton of free gifts. I have about $200 worth of free gifts in this bag, so I'll save those for last, but let's dive into what I actually bought. Now, I've said this before, but I am really like the women that work at that store that I go to, they are really, really friendly, and I'm like a familiar face there. Like, I am a regular customer. So they're used to me being there, and I'm in their system, and one of the things that they are able to do in their system is make notes of any things that you may be interested in. So they know that I love Tom Ford products. Typically, when they get a new Tom Ford, like quad or any kind of makeup product, I'll get a text letting me know what's in stock with like a picture and then asking me if I want it. Because what they will do is they'll set it aside so that it's like saved me. So as soon as I got there, they were like, hey, how's it going? We have a new Tom Ford quad. So I will say my store has been very well stocked with Tom Ford quads lately. And the new quad that they have is the Lumiere Diva. Nope, that's not. Lumiere Diva, I think. Oh, let me figure out how to pronounce this. Okay, so it's Lumiere d'hiver, which apparently means wintry. So what is Lumiere? Light wintry? I don't know. Anyways, so this comes in silver packaging. These are typically the limited edition products when they don't come in the standard brown Tom Ford packaging. So we have a white sleeve and beautiful white packaging. Now, do I need another quad? Absolutely not. When you open it up, this is the color story. Let me just take out the brushes that are quite unnecessary and the plastic covering. There we go. This is the color story. The reason why I gravitated towards this one, even though, as you can probably tell, this white shade is going to be a waste of time on my complexion. I can use this to blend this out, but, you know, that's neither here nor there, is how cool this is. Like, this is definitely a winter color story. So in terms of timing, probably not one that I'm going to be using a ton as we're getting into spring. But I appreciated this, like, very sort of neutral, cool toned color story. So that definitely caught my eye. They also did have Island Haze, which is the gold kind. I think it came out last spring or last summer. And I've been debating picking that one up. Gold and warm tone color stories are not ones that I need from Tom Ford, mainly because he has a dime a dozen when it comes to those, and I have a dime a dozen warm toned palettes because I'm warm toned. So I decided to skip on that one for now. So in terms of price, just so you guys know, that quad is $90, and because I reached the like threshold to get 50% off, I paid $45 for it. The next thing that I picked up is what I assume is also a part of that collection, and it was a highlighter. This is Rose Irise? Nope. So Rose Irise. Y'all, I'm out here Googling pronunciations and ish. So this is a Tom Ford highlight. This is the packaging it comes in, and oh my gosh. Okay, I know, it looks icy, and it very well might be. But when you swatch this, and I'm not going to swatch it just yet because I might want to film a little reel with it. When you swatch it, it has this kind of purple duochrome iridescent kind of undertone. And I think with a light hand, it will look, well, I don't think it'll look too terrible on my skin tone. But I thought that those two were super duper pretty, so I picked that up as well. One thing I don't understand is why the highlighters at Tom Ford are so expensive. So that highlight is also $90. So with the 50% off, I paid $45 for it. Okay, and then the last thing that I picked up, it was a Tom Ford day, you guys, is a fragrance set. So my stores tend to be very well stocked when it comes to their fragrances. Again, I was really disappointed that the fragrance is now 30% off and not 50% off. But then I saw this set, and it's so pretty. So this is the Soleil, the Private Blend Soleil Collection set. And you get a case plus 3 travel-sized fragrances in 3 different scents. So you have Soleil Blanc, Soleil de Fou, and Soleil Neige. And these, I will say, are like very, not feminine, because none of Tom Ford fragrances are super duper feminine. But I will say this feels like a more feminine set. Now, in addition to this white set, there was also a black set that had 3 different fragrances that was a little bit more masculine, a little bit more musky. But I opted to go for this one because this was just like a lighter set. So I smelled all of these in store. I felt like the fragrances here were a little bit lighter, and because we're going into summertime, they felt a little bit more appropriate. The black set, those fragrances were a little bit heavier. Like one of them had cinnamon in it. It just smelled like fall. So I opted to go for this. Now this set retails for $200, which honestly is not bad because each of these fragrances is 10 milliliters. And a typical Tom Ford, like standard size fragrance is about 50 milliliters. Those retail for $350, $400, like $350, $325, I think. So close to $400 for 50 milliliters. I think this is a really nice option where you get 3 fragrances, 30 mils, $200. Now, like I said, it's 30% off, but I did have the 20% off coupon code, so I got 20% off additional on top of that. So instead of paying $200, I paid $112 for that set, which $112, 3 fragrances, not bad, you guys. And that's it. That's all that I picked up from the store. Now, with the Tom Ford Quad Highlight and the fragrance, everything tax additional, I ended up spending $242.46, which is not bad. But this is the cosmetics company store, so you know there's gifts, there's extra stuff. One of the things that I appreciate about the CCO is that there's always some kind of free gift to get. Typically, the gifts that you get depend on how much you spend, so the more you spend, the more gifts you get. And I think I spent the max tier, so I got all of the gifts. So let me just show you guys what they gave me. So the first thing that I got for free was the Clinique Moisture Surge Overnight Mask. I don't think I have this, or maybe I do. No, this is a hydrating mask. It's kind of like a very thick cream, but it doesn't really sink into the skin like crazy. But you leave it on overnight and you're supposed to wake up with like very, very supple, soft skin. I think I may have tried this before. It does say that this is for dry to oily skin. Luxurious nighttime ritual hydrates to help restore skin's moisture barrier. Creamy mask help replenish moisture. Blah, blah, blah. Use nightly or as needed. Okay. It says massage gently until absorbed. So it does absorb a little bit. I definitely think I've tried this before, but I can't be for certain. Okay, so this mask, the retail price of this is $44. Like I said, this was completely free. The next free gift is actually the most expensive thing that they gave me. And this is the Estee Lauder Micro Essence Skin Activating Treatment Lotion. Why these things gotta be so dang long? Just making me all tongue-tied. Okay, so... Ooh. Now this bottle is heavy. Like, it is heavy, it is luxurious. If you've ever tried or used Estee Lauder skincare, you know that it is expensive. Oh, it's covered. I wanted to smell it. Estee Lauder, I've used a couple of their skincare products. It is really, really nice. I will say that. But it's stupid expensive. I think all of the skincare I've gotten from Estee Lauder has been for free as free gifts from the CCO, though. I don't think I've ever paid for Estee Lauder skincare. Now, this retails for $110. $110. Wow. So I got this completely free. I mean, who gives away $110 skincare for free? Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. The next thing that I got was the Active Charcoal Mask from Origins. So this is a skin, like a face mask that you can use. Like a wash-off face mask, essentially. Now, this was $35, but completely free. And then the other things that I got were samples. So there's not really a true value that I could put on this, but I mean, if you wanted to add up the milliliters, you could, I guess. So the first thing that they gave me was samples of the Traceless Soft Matte Primer from Tom Ford. This is the cutest little thing. Oh my gosh, I wonder what it looks like actually. Oh, look at this little bottle. So this is so cute. So I guess this is a matte primer from Tom Ford. I love this little bottle. And y'all, they gave me all of the samples basically. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 of these Tom Ford primer samples. And I wonder how much is in each of this. It is 0.13 fluid ounces. So I guess by 6, that's what, half an ounce? Is that? I mean, that's not bad. Then I got 2 samples of the Origins Plant Scription. This is an active wrinkle correction serum. So I got 2 of those. And each of these is, let me see how much ounces. 0.5 ounces. And then 2 of the Hydrating Body Souffle with Phyto Powdered Complex thingamabob from Origins. So it looks like this is like a body cream. Again, this is 0.5 fluid ounces. So I have 2 of these samples. And lastly, they gave me a bunch of samples of the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. So I got it in 2 shades. So the first one is Warm Sand. And let's see what this looks like. Oh, look at these cute little bottles. So this is Warm Sand. This might be too light for me. And then the second shade is Chai. I think I used to use Chai. It's been a while since I've used a Too Faced foundation. The only issue I have with Too Faced foundations is that they tend to lean a little orange. But yeah, that would be a better shade. And this is 1.7 fluid ounces. So that's it. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I did buy one last thing. I forgot because it wasn't in the bag. So the last thing that I picked up was the Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. So this is what it looks like. And the reason why I picked this up is because I walked past the clearance section and they had a bunch of Tom Ford foundations on clearance. They had this foundation as well as the luminous version of this foundation, which I have here somewhere rolling around. But both of those were on clearance for 75% off. Now, the original price of this foundation is $90. With the 75% off, I ended up paying $22.50 for this foundation, which is insane. That's not even the price of like a regular foundation. Damn, that's the price of the CoverGirl foundation that I was looking at. So $22.50, which is what you would pay for a drugstore foundation at this point. And like I said, this originally retails for $90. So this plus the Tom Ford fragrance set plus the quad plus the highlighter is what added up to be that $242 total mark. So it was a very Tom Ford heavy purchase, but quite frankly, considering what each of those products cost individually, I would have been paying closer to $500 instead of like $250. So it was about 50% off or more. Okay, so that's all of the products that I picked up from the cosmetics company store. Again, a huge Tom Ford haul. One thing I will end off with is that while I was there, they mentioned that the cosmetics company warehouse, which is in Bristol, which is relatively close to where I'm at, they moved. So I had been to the warehouse before because the warehouse is where they store all of their products, where they ship from, but there is a store attached to the warehouse and you can actually go to that store and buy products there. And because it's the warehouse, it has everything. So they actually have La Mer, they have Jo Malone, they have all of the crazy expensive super duper luxury brands that I don't see at like regular cosmetics company stores. So it turns out that store actually, and the warehouse actually moved to a different location where it's easier to access now. So I am planning to go check out that new location. Hopefully I might be able to do a little bit of filming there, because I also found out that Estee Lauder is they own Le Labo, the fragrances company, and I want to go smell it too. So I'm hoping that I can go check it out and see what else they have, because I'm like intrigued. It's been a minute since I'd been to that warehouse store. And y'all, when I told you that was like heaven because they had everything, they had everything. So I can't wait to check out that new location and see if they have even more stuff in stock. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I do have another mini haul coming because I've been doing a little bit of shopping. I don't know who I think I am. So that will probably be up immediately after this one or right before this one. Just kind of like showing you guys all of the other products that I bought from a couple other brands. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe on your way out. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about the purchases. Do you have a CCO near you? Are you interested in seeing me film with any of the products that I picked up, or coming back and giving you some sort of like report out on how I feel about them? Leave all of that down in the comments below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much more than you know, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!